Guys, guys.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you guys know they still make Magic cards? Like they
What?
still make new ones.
No way.
Yeah, like there's more skeletons than there were when we raided the skeletons.
Oh,
That's
damn.
that's impossible. We
No,
ranked all the
our
skeletons.
reports it's inaccurate now. There's more skeletons.
Gosh damn it. That how are we supposed to make like a timeless ranking of all skeletons?
We gotta rank the skeletons.
Oh. Well,
Again?
There's only a couple. We just gotta
Alright.
rank them.
okay.
All right. What
So
about Judge Sentinel, though?
What about Dread Sentinel?
Where did he go? Where did he go?
Well, Sentinel, I think he's pretty good. He's got, I guess, which is their new form of regenerate, which is tap indestructible, which is quite strange. But it's fine.
It's one of a couple versions of new regenerate.
They're trying stuff. They've not
'Cause-
replaced it, but it's kind of the thing.
You also got abnormal strength that just kind of when it dies, just bring it back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which
It's
could-
strength, stamina, whatever.
It's definitely them testing those waters, I think, of seeing what kind of thing that replaces regenerate. They can find out which one will work, which one will stick.
Yeah,
in
I think it
general,
works.
I think it's fine. If it's better than not having some sort of regenerate ability, how about? It's a bit wordy, but that's fine.
Yeah, and it's worth noting that tap is actually not part of the cost. It's just an effect that happens immediately after paying the cost.
so you can already get
so-
taps.
Yeah. A lot of the time it just reads pay 3, get indestructible.
Yeah,
It is a bit funny that you swing to punch at the skeleton and it falls over before your fist connects with it.
Yeah.
But, hey,
it
that's,
just goes limp. It's great. It just goes limp, and yeah,
But then it
I
gets
like-
back up and it stabs you anyway.
I like that though. Oh no,
yep.
Yeah.
This guy looks cool. He's got a neat little sword. He's got armor on him.
yeah, it's got a
Mhm.
Benelish armor. Yeah.
He's implied to be like a hostage that they murdered and turned into a skeleton, which is a bit sad, but skeletons often
lo-
are.
I like the stained glass aesthetic of the Benelish stuff.
Yeah,
And it looks real good on a skeleton.
Sure.
yeah,
I'm just saying, Judge Sentinel is pretty handsome and has got good fashion sense.
yeah.
Good looking skeleton.
Yeah,
How are we feeling on the skeleton now?
he's fine. Like, he's not like, hey, I'm glad to have skeletons back. It's been a little bit. It's been about a year, actually. We had Morn Willow, which was kind of a crappy skeleton, and Sanitarium Skeleton was a fine skeleton, but it's good to have a graveyard recursive skeleton.
I still can't believe we got through Ixalan without a skeleton.
I mean, yeah. Especially because we had, like, art of skeleton pirates floating around.
It's like you got pirates who are prone to skeletons and dinosaurs which are prone to skeletons.
And
Next-
neither of them became bones.
Look, they have to leave something for next time. Like, they'll do the thing next time. Maybe.
Oh yeah, we replaced the vampire conquistador faction with skeletons. Just all skeletons.
I mean, as we will be talking relatively shortly, there is some plot lines unexplored on Ixalan. So,
I mean, yeah.
so
Well, where do we
Alright.
put it?
It's another drudge, style skeleton. So deliberately basic and 3
Yeah.
mana 2/1.
he is in fact a basic bitch.
It's
I
true.
gotta figure out where do
So,
we start with him?
well, let's start in the natural place. Let's compare him to Manor Skeleton.
I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Of course,
It's
you would.
true. Oh man. Manor skeleton. I still to this day feel bad that you're at 21, but the science spoke.
It's
Ah.
the perfect place for him to be.
Yeah.
This guy's better than Manor Skeleton.
I hate saying that. Yes, you're right though.
I mean, I don't. A lot of things are better than Manor Skeleton.
Is it, though, actually better than Manor Skeleton?
Yes, look at him. He's got that armor and that sword. What does Manor Skeleton have?
He's got
Manor skeleton's got a manor.
He's got dried strawberries and a Bitcoin mining rig.
he's got a candle. He's got a hat. I like his
He's
hat.
got a hat.
I like his hat better than Drudge Sentinel. He's got a
Mm,
fancy hat.
I disagree with that.
Okay, look at it this way. Drudge Sentinel it's kind of a dour skeleton. Like, look at him. He's got his jaw, clenched. He's just like, I got turned, and I'm very unhappy about it.
I mean, yeah, he's very hungry, tired.
Yeah, dead, starved. Meanwhile, Manor skeleton is a joyous skeleton.
A manic skeleton.
Yeah, he's
Wizards print manic skeleton.
oh man. But Manor skeleton is just like the epitome of like the fun skeleton. I mean, no, actually, Grim Roustabout is that. But
Grim
I was
Roustabout's
gonna
literally
say
the
no,
epitome
because
of-
there's a bunch
yeah.
more up on this list that are even better.
sure, but
If we're gonna talk about Manor skeleton, we have to divorce our own personal love of Manor skeleton from it.
sure, I just like his outfit.
I mean, yeah,
I think the
Drudge
Drudge
Sentinel-
Sentinel's got a better like skeleton outfit going on there.
Drudge Sentinel is wearing beat up armor. It's kind of a shame that his sword isn't curved, but that's fine. Maybe
I mean,
it is
it's,
Avian at the
it's
time.
magic. It's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, that is kind of how Benelish stuff looks. So
Hmm. I'm just saying, it looks pretty good on. You can see his ribcage. All right, you can see his ribcage through like the armor. That's a
Sure.
good look for a skeleton.
sure, but the Manor skeleton, you can see the rib cage through his jacket.
Yeah,
But that's just like a coat and coat and hat.
this is a skeleton that will come and stab you.
And a skeleton won't stab you, but he will punch you and try to get you out of his house. Leave my coins alone.
I mean, yeah.
The blockchain. I'm still gonna put it above Manor skeleton.
It's definitely above Manor Skeleton.
All right,
Mm.
I said my piece.
All right, Kelder Undead.
Oh man, I like the Keldner and Dead's mixtape that they're gonna be
Their
dropping.
mixtape is so good.
Their album anyway.
Yeah.
I do quite like Keldner and Dead is the thing. So I'm thinking I'm gonna directly compare it as below Keldner and Dead.
Oof.
Having
I-
trouble with that?
I think I'd actually agree with that. I really like Keldron Dead.
Yeah. So when I do this, I do look at the ones like above and below, and it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, I think we somehow nailed this. It's definitely below
course,
Kelder Undead.
We're great at science. Of course we nailed this.
Takes Manor Skeleton's former spot at 21. Who knows? They might move down further because we've got more than just Drudge Sentinel to judge.
What?
Drudge. We've got the new guy.
Skeleton Archer. So
Yeah.
his name is his type line, which is always great.
Yep. I always love that happening. It's fun.
Yeah.
Archery and its association with skeletons might not be something one might typically expect, but personally, I'm very much for. It's just
Let me tell
a
you about a game called Minecraft.
It's true. You know, he's
Sure.
got him one right there.
sure,
A
absolutely.
lot of people probably do associate skeletons with archers now because
Sure.
of that.
I
It's a
kind of
generational thing.
he's very interesting in that you cast him and he shoots an arrow at a thing. That's great.
That's a typical
then-
archer ability.
But then he don't have any more arrows because he a skeleton.
Yeah, he's only got the one.
All right.
He just punches you afterwards.
This is like definitely like the mookiest of skeletons that just kind of hangs out on like
Sure.
the
This
top
is
of the
the-
wall.
This is the kind of skeleton that will burst from a barrel.
But on the other hand, let's get down to brass tacks here. He doesn't recur.
No, he does not.
No,
You're
he
right.
doesn't. He's a one shot. He comes up, shoots an arrow, and then gets knocked to pieces.
Yeah, it's just not a like continually living skeleton. It is a one and done skeleton, and I believe we had rules about this.
I think we said that was a pretty. We typically rated those pretty low. I think
Yeah.
the highest rated one we have for that is probably Morn Willow, I believe. Which is down at 41. And we also
Yeah.
put Paragon of
Wow.
Open Graves also pretty low for similar reasons.
Well, he was down there because
He's also kind of a
He's
zombie.
actually a
he's
zombie.
not a skeleton.
And Morn Willow is kind of a plant, really, when you get down to it. But regardless, the point's more the fact that we've to be consistent with our science, we've typically held non-recursion relatively low. You know,
I mean, you guys have. I've.
skeleton crocodile
fought
and
against
skeletal
it.
snake are both pretty low.
Yeah, no, I'm sticking with this one. I think the skeleton archer looks like a skeleton. That's definitely the skull.
He's a cool-looking skeleton.
Yeah, like I'm not
That's true.
I'm not against him in the sense
He's
of
even
this.
got the torn cape scarf thing.
Yeah, like I don't hate him for the fact that he doesn't regenerate. I pity him for the fact he doesn't regenerate.
I have a very perfect place for him.
Okay.
Right above spawning pool. Right below Asphodel Wanderer.
I was thinking the same thing.
I was
Asphodel
actually thinking
Wanderer.
the same thing.
Asphodel Wanderer continuing to hold that gate.
I mean,
That's what he does.
I'd
Okay.
like him.
Gate to the afterlife. He holds
There's
it.
definitely a space for Mookie skeletons that don't come back together. They just get knocked to pieces.
Sure,
But I feel like if that's the case, it wouldn't be a 3-3.
Yes, this is actually this skeleton, even without its art, like one arrow, can beat the shit out of a bear. Like,
Yeah.
it could just tear a grizzly bear in half with its
Bears.
bare
Minotaur
skeleton
without
hands.
So yeah,
Ah.
I think that's the appropriate place to put him. He's good. He's not great. He's cool. He doesn't regenerate. That's fine. But this is kind of where he belongs.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And last of the new skeletons. Man, what a surprise when this thing showed up. This was not a thing I saw coming. And boy,
Another mythic skeleton.
man, this tickled me pretty good. Say hello to the bone dragon.
The boner dragon.
No.
It's here.
Bone dragon. Man.
So this is definitely a skeleton dragon that is a skeleton as much as a dragon.
yes.
Yeah, unlike Skitherix, which was more of a zombie dragon, Bone Dragon is very much a skeleton.
Yeah,
I
he
love him.
he is great. Everything about his look, I like his ability. He's the good size. He is both a skeleton and a dragon.
The thing is that when you beat him up, since he's so big and like he's so tough, you have to do a lot of damage to him. So you have to gather 7 other corpses to put him back together. That's cool as hell.
That is very cool.
Yeah, that's super good. He's like a super he might not even actually literally be a dragon skeleton. He might be
Oh,
a skeleton.
It is definitely a dragon skeleton. Look at
Yeah,
that dude.
look at him.
I'm
looks
just saying, like, he
badass.
might actually just be put together from a bunch of other bones into a dragon skeleton.
No, I think that's definitely a dragon.
I think that's definitely a
Yeah.
dragon. He's got too much. He's got a little bit of skin parchment on his wings still.
Yeah, I guess, but that could just be like cobwebs.
Nah, I mean that's cool, but no,
Just think of that as a mental image. That actually is a dope mental
Yeah.
image.
it's pretty cool. But no, I think he is just a, he's type dragon.
Yeah.
I mean, let me tell you about Stitchwing Drake.
All right, fair enough.
That is
but
a dude stitched from parts of other things, and they call it a Drake.
fair
So I'm
enough.
just saying all of this. I think that's just as cool, if not even cooler, than just being a dragon skeleton. So this is like,
Tatter Drake.
It's-
No, I don't
yeah.
know. Whatever.
I know what you're talking about.
man, I think this guy is great. Looks cool. He's got really nice framing on him art.
Yep.
He looks huge.
Yeah, I
He's
think
got
this-
scale bats.
Hey, I'm always for scale bats are cool.
Yeah.
Where do we put this guy? Like, I think he's up there, but it's kind of a question of like, where do you start? Like, I mean,
Well,
Can we directly compare him first to the other skeleton dragon?
he's
So
way
we can
better. I don't know.
say
He's way better.
way better than Skitherix. Yeah.
well, how about we compare him to
I wanna-
Skeletorworm?
I got something. So, skeleton ship doesn't recur or anything, and he is way up there.
But it's
That
'cause-
is because we could hear the MIDI version of Margaritaville going when we were looking at
Right. But I think we need to compare it to skeleton ship.
it. That's
Sure.
fair.
oh,
This
Man-
one is a big skeleton dragon.
So
it
a
does
part of
skeleton things.
part of the reasons why skeleton ship is up there is, we talked about this. Sometimes skeletons are goofy and fun and joyful and like a good time to have
Yeah.
around. Bone Dragon doesn't have any of that, but he's got a good amount of
But
menace.
he's rad.
Yeah, and
He's radical.
I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that he's not got any of that. I'm just
Oh my
saying
god.
gotta see exactly what the level of menace and steadfastness and duty he's got.
I get you.
Yeah, I mean, I like Skeleton Ship a lot,
Yeah.
but also Bone Dragon is rad. I think
Bone Dragon is
freaking radical.
I think Bone Dragon is better than Skeleton Ship.
I think so,
Oh,
yeah.
God, same.
Yep. What about Drudge Reavers? So Drudge Reavers is really cool looking skeletons. They're flash surprise skeletons. They appear and show up with swords and such. They look cool as hell. And they regenerate.
I think that Bone Dragon has the kind of feeling of dread because you just see all those dragon bones laying in the graveyard. And you know they're going to come up and attack you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, you go in there and it's like, yep, this is a boss fight arena. I can already tell. This is going to be a hell of a thing.
It just like puts itself together, and then there's the health bar that pops up and says like Bone Dragon the Defiled or something like that.
Or what if they
just
do the
Bone Dragon?
What if they just have little bits of dragon bone all across this like graveyard stage, and they just go through the stage as a single level, and then only at the end they assemble, and it's like, oh, foreshadowing. Miyazaki, call me.
No, it's dope. Oh man, Bone Dragon, I want to say is better than Drudge Reavers as well, if we're gonna get to that point. So
I agree. Is he better than Augur of Skulls? So Augur of Skulls is a skeleton lich, which we don't have a ton of in Magic, but that's what he is.
Cool.
He's a cool little wizard. He's a kind of a chunky lad covered with like sort of garbage. He regenerates, and then when he wants to, he can tear himself apart to mind rot a dude.
Huh.
Pretty cool. Well, he's kind of a functional wizard skeleton. On the other hand, a bone dragon.
It's a bone dragon.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I think he's better.
Agreed.
A Meringue River skeleton. It's got very cool callbacks to Meringue River Prowler.
Yeah. It's got neat features.
Yep. He can come back as a better
not
skeleton.
Not a bone dragon, though.
He's a surprise skeleton, but he's not a bone dragon.
I think the bone dragon's better.
Yep. What about the skeleton token?
That skeleton token is super cool, though. Like, I don't know.
I think Bone Dragon has a lot of qualities with our number one skeleton. You know?
You're not wrong.
Man.
So are you proposing to jump up this list and work down?
Let's jump up the list a little bit.
Okay, how high do you want to go on here? So is it better than Duty Bound Dead? Oh man, Duty Bound Dead is the most beautiful, handsome skeleton. He is a brother. He is a supportive skeleton. He is there for you.
But also, he's a skeleton. Man,
Duty Bound Dead and Bone Dragon would be best buds.
I don't know about that.
I think I've been one of the most tireless proponents for Duty Bound Dead. I think Bone Dragon is actually probably better than Duty Bound Dead.
All right, I see that, but Drudge Skeletons, the original.
It's a bone dragon. Its name is literally Bone Dragon. They went for the best possible permutation of the name they went for. Like, is it a skeleton dragon? No. Is it, I don't know, like a Draco Lich? Like, no. What are we going to call it? Bone Dragon? Like, what is there a cooler variant of that name?
No, you're right. You're right.
Crap.
Drudge Skeleton is missing an arm though, and is on a skeleton horse, and is just like coming for your pizza pies.
But also you have like the 7th edition art.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but also you have the 5th edition art.
Yeah,
which is amazing.
Which is pretty great.
Man, it's super, super hard for me because Drudge Skeletons is still ridiculously skeleton, and I know that Bone Dragon is super cool. It's getting pushed this high on the back of it's dope as heck, but
The skeletons are.
I mean, it's a functional
Yeah.
also. It's a pretty functional. Like, it's not as like generically like look, drudge skeletons. Their best utility is for blocking for days. That's what they do. You knock them
Yeah, they're
down,
mooks.
pick it up
They're
again.
the mookie skeletons.
Bone
Like,
Dragon, meanwhile, is a
Is a-
dragon that will is a skeleton that will end the game.
it's a
Yeah.
threat. Bone Dragon is a threat. It is like we took all the power of dragons and then all the resilience of skeletons.
And then just mashed it together.
In a
I think he's
complementary
better
way.
than drudge skeletons.
I think so.
Oh man. All right. But
Skeletal vampire tears itself in
Ske-
half to make
Oh.
tears bats in half to regenerate itself. I mean, they're both kind of in the same sort of like path of like we took two good things and made a complementarily great things. But I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that skeletal vampire is better. Its name is not as good. On the other hand, one, look at their art. Two,
So here, okay.
it tears bats in half.
So you say skeletal vampire's name isn't as good, but bone vampire just sounds
Okay.
more like a spell.
Okay, fair enough. And also, it sounds like the next
A
hit
spell.
Twilight fan fiction.
Yeah.
Osteus vampire?
No. You're just getting too fancy. Skeletal
Fair
vampire
enough.
is perfect.
I'm willing to put it below skeletal vampire.
That's where I'm at. Do you
Yeah,
have-
I'm there.
all right.
Okay. Okay, we're up to date.
Man,
Man.
Bone Dragon, though. Bone Dragon.
It went pretty high.
Do you know what the best part of this is?
What's that?
We threw Mortis Strider 3 more deeper than it was.
It's true. Get out of here, Mortis Strider.
Put it where it belongs. I have to scroll
Eat a
down to look
butt,
at this
Mortis
thing
Strider.
now.
Okay, then.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're done.
Well, I've got some bad news for you.
What's that?
Go on.
Well, it's true that we're done with the skeletons. Did you know that they printed a new imp?
What?
There's
Well-
more.
Oh.
I can't actually pretend like to be surprised about this, given the fact that I've already foreshadowed this imp.
Yeah.
So, moving over to imps, let's talk about Blight Keeper.
Yeah. Blight
So,
Keeper.
Ixalan has this thing where its imps are bats. Also, apparently, kind of going on the fact that their demons are also bats, though we didn't.
Well,
actually...
their night god is a bat, apparently.
And
Yeah.
we've also seen like bat demons on art. There's that unused art that's
Yeah.
that's
That
probably
guy's
for
cool.
like a demonic pact or something that didn't actually end up being used when they were originally going to do what you call it, the expensive reprint stuff.
I mean, he shows up on art. I just don't remember what art you're talking about.
Yeah, well, they're I can put a couple arts out here. So
I mean, you're gonna.
but yes, Blight Keeper is pretty neat.
It's a 1/1
He's-
flyer for B.
Yeah, he's
It's
The B is for bat.
it extremely is a bat. I can tell you that.
it eats fruit, a lot of fruit.
It does.
He rots fruit.
Yeah. That's how it eats. That's fine. That's normal.
Yep.
Just eats filth.
He's kind of a pest. They kind of got the pest thing in that he's just a tiny little flyer guy that just kind of hits you a bit, and you're just kind of like, stop it, go away. And then after a while, it just like tears itself in half.
It just kind of like splats itself on your windowsill and just ruins your house.
Yeah. Okay.
Hit-
Yeah.
It crashes into your pirate ship and causes it to spin up and catch fire and explode.
Yeah. And meanwhile, the person who tossed it over there is like feeling wonderful about life.
I mean, I would be if I saw a pirate ship peel out, break squealing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I don't really get any subservience out of the art, and the mechanically, I only sort of kind of barely get it because it gives you the life when it sacrifices itself.
Like I
Sure.
say, he probably serves one of those bat demons or the bat god.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think that it doesn't really scream that much to me as an imp, but it's pretty good.
Oh, I
mean-
think he's definitely an imp.
I mean, compared
It's
to
cool
like,
looking.
Yeah.
compared to like Bog Imp or something, like he is straight up an imp. He's just he's a tiny flyer. He pesters and then he does a bigger pester. I mean,
Man, we rated Bog Imp low.
Bog Imp was kind of dull.
Bog Imp has very little actually going for him, and his
Yeah,
original art, while
just a
looking kind of
flyer,
weird
yeah.
and cool,
Yeah.
isn't very impy.
I mean, he's fine. I don't hate him. Like, he's,
yeah.
he's just not that exciting, ultimately.
I like him more than the Scourges.
You like everything more than the Scourges.
That's true, though.
I mean, do you mean that in the sense of, like, if we're going to start rating this, we start at, like, Tethered Scourge?
Well, I think Tethered Scourge was specifically the Scourge I liked. So I would say, I mean, we could. I think I actually would have it right below Tethered Scourge, though. Myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably actually be there with you.
So, like, where would we go as far as
I think it's
Putrid?
cool.
A
I like it
Putrid
better
Imp.
than Putrid Imp.
Oh, you like it better than Putrid Imp?
Yeah. I like it better than the Tethered Scourge, but
Where do I feel about this thing?
What do you think about him in comparison to Chaos Imps?
Chaos Imps is cool. It's like a swarm of flaming imps.
A lot of really, really dirty, nasty flaming imps.
And then when you like really want to, you can say, "Get 'em, boys," and you like throw like a match on them, and they really catch fire.
You toss some gasoline on them so they flare up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like, "Bye, I love you."
See ya.
And then they don't come back to block. They're just always out there getting in there.
They're just getting in there and getting nasty. Yeah.
I feel like Blight
I
Keeper does that.
Sure, but
But
not
instead
on
of a
fire.
match, you're hucking a fruit. You're hucking a mango.
There is something to the fact that Chaos Imps is explicitly just a swarm of imps, though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically why they're so high.
Blight Keeper, it's all right. I think it's totally all right, but I am way getting the bat out of it more than the imp myself.
I mean, that ability feels more imp than bat.
It's imp adjacent. It's impy. It's imp enough.
Impish.
Imp-esque. Imp Iriel.
No.
I think
No.
it's right in this vicinity. Like, I think we picked a pretty good place, actually, to put this, to start, where it's kind
Yeah.
of like, it's in this vicinity.
I still think he's better than Tethered Scourge.
I
But
think it's
but
worse
that's
than
it.
Tethered Scourge.
I think he's better than Tethered Scourge, but that's about it.
Okay.
But that's about
That's fine
it.
with me. And
do-
that is, in fact, all imp. Oh,
Is it-
wow.
Are you fine with that?
Yeah, I'm
Red-
fine
I
with
mean,
that.
I'm
I
fine
don't
with
think
that.
it-
You don't get a say.
Okay. I'm just making sure everybody's got their.
The signs. That's why we got the 3 people.
I know. I'm just making sure
Yeah.
nobody's got any objections. Like, nobody's gonna bust in and say like, "I object.
I've got
love
imp
the bride."
opinions.
Yes.
But no.
Okay. Good. Well, I'm glad this is all over.
Well,
What?
it's not exactly one that we actually have to judge, but we do have a few more.
Okay.
How do you feel about the sole new troll, which is an unset card?
Okay. Well, I mean, that's an honorable mention. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Masterful Ninja.
Honorable mention.
It's not even honorable. You just have to acknowledge it.
We have to.
Yeah.
Okay. Acknowledgement to Masterful Ninja. The troll is more a joke than an actual troll. It doesn't.
I mean, he's got-
regenerate.
He looks pretty good on his art, though.
Sure.
Yeah, if you look close enough, you'll see him.
Okay.
Yep.
Actually,
But
let's-
also, there's a turtle in that set.
okay.
Oh,
Or is
boy.
it an
Yeah, there is two.
elephant?
And also other turtles.
Or is it
We're
an
not quite.
elephant?
Well, You're right. It's or elephant.
And
I choose not. I'm not acknowledging him.
okay.
Nope.
Shelephant, it's there.
Sure.
No, it's not.
It was.
Nope, it's an elephant.
Shelephant has phased out. Anyway,
Uh,
there is more than just that honorable mention, though, as far as turtles go.
Oh,
so in Dominaria, we got a new big honkin' turtle, a cold
Yeah.
water snapper, which also is their reference to Cold Snap.
sure. It's a giant
He's-
snapping turtle.
He is big and he is definitely honking.
Got the good scale
He's-
birds.
It's eating some good scale birds. It's got that cool the inside of the mouth that sea turtles have.
No,
You
man,
know,
it
with
does.
the little
It
bits
does.
of like,
Leatherback mouth. Yeah.
that's super cool. I love them including that in. It's a pretty neat island turtle thing going on too.
Yep.
It's kind of small for an island turtle, but it's still definitely like supposed to evoke that.
I like the flavor text a whole lot. For generations, the inhabitants of Orvada have hungered for turtle soup. For generations, the turtles have frustrated their ambitions.
We want to eat these turtles.
It's got
But they
hexproof.
too big.
That's good turtle ability.
Yep.
Yep.
It goes into its shell, which is something
It's
we
got
always
5
appreciate.
toughness.
Mhm.
It's got more
It's-
toughness and power.
This turtle is actually pretty cool. Like it's a nice solid turtle. It's got all this algae and stuff dripping off of it because it's so big. And it's I guess technically would be a new sea turtle, even though it doesn't look like one really.
It's a snapping turtle.
Yeah, they
It's
just
turtle.
included a couple
It's
of
a
sea turtles.
marine snapping turtle.
Yeah. Oh man, he could eat so many strawberries.
Is it better than calcite snapper?
I mean,
Hmm.
calcite snapper's got the nice thing where when it goes in for that strawberry, it gets nasty about it.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, this does also it. So they both have a shell ability.
Yeah.
I think they're both huge.
They are
Yes.
Um,
The cold water snapper is larger.
much larger.
I think I like the general look of cold water snapper more.
Yeah.
The thing is, the calcite snapper also totally just looks like a real ass tortoise. It doesn't
Yeah.
look like a snapping turtle, but it does look like a tortoise.
I mean, it's an adjective snapper rather than a genus snapper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas cold water snapper,
It's got tusks. Look at those tusks it has.
yeah, which are cool. I don't think they're necessarily wrong, but
I really the flavor text of cold water snapper, as I said, is great. It's got a good history connection for Dominaria as well.
yeah. I think I'm gonna let it pass on all of this just because it's supposed to be evoking the image of an island turtle, and I like that.
Sure.
It's real cool. Yeah.
It does invoke cold snap, which I'm less into.
that's true as well.
That's a whole meta thing in general. You don't have to worry about that.
Is it better than calcite snapper?
Yes,
I think
Yeah,
so.
probably.
it is.
But is it better than giant turtle?
Oh boy, we're gonna
Giant
go to-
turtle, I'm still pretty high on.
Giant
Yeah,
turtle
giant-
has got a slow ability, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, whereas not calcite, cold water snapper seems pretty quick. He seems like all right and quick.
Sure,
But he
which-
does cost 6 mana.
Sure.
Yeah, but a lot of things that cost at 6 mana are fast. What about Bad Horse?
Yeah, all right.
Like just because it costs 6 doesn't mean it's slow.
I guess.
That's Carnival Hellseed for anyone not aware.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I actually like giant turtle more, just because the slow
Same.
ability is still just great. When you add up all the factors on Cold Water Snapper, which are great turtle factors, like they did a great job of capturing, hey, it's a big honking turtle. That's great. But at the same
Yeah.
time, giant turtle's slow.
Giant Turtle is slow.
very
Yeah.
slow.
All right. But I really do like Cold Water Snapper a lot.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I mean number 3 is a very good place to be. But who knows if it's gonna stick there because we do have yet one more turtle. They
What?
printed
Oh,
Yeah.
two different legal
all
turtles.
right. I actually completely forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
Because we got Armored
Good
Whirl
ability.
Turtle
Yeah.
from the Zhang Yanggu and Yanling Global Series.
Yeah.
So he's definitely got big butt. So what? He's a 3 mana
got-
0/5.
He's kind of all but, which means that the man he couldn't even like stretch his, can't even bite out a strawberry, can he?
Yeah. I
He
mean,
doesn't need to.
he's a sea
You're all
turtle.
right. He's a sea turtle, so he's
Yep.
more. So what's he doing? He's filter feeding?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Eating the fish that
He's
are
being
too
a big
deep.
old friendly turtle.
They have
Yeah.
the flavor text implies that he's just like, hey, you hit him, and he's just kind of like, I'm not that broken up about it.
Hey guys, stop it! Come on,
Not really feeling it right now.
just trying to have a nosh here.
Just having a good time being a turd.
He's pretty good. Like, he's
all right.
unexciting, but the fact I like that flavor, the sense of this just big turtle, just kind of like so big that your feeble attempts at frustrating it are beneath it.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just a sea turtle.
It's a big old sea turtle. It's armored.
Yeah, but at the same time, it does not have. Well, sea turtles aren't particularly slow. Is the
They're
thing.
great.
Yeah.
Nope.
Sea turtles are active. At the same time, I'm not being spoken to about this turtle. It's not saying words to me.
Can we compare it to Thriving Turtle, the other sea turtle?
We could. I like Thriving Turtle more.
Thriving Turtle's got those seagulls on its shell, which I'm for.
Right. Also,
Thriving
it's just a cool turtle.
Can actually punch back.
Yeah.
And I feel like turtles should be able to do that.
Sure.
Okay. Can we compare it to Horned Turtle then?
We could compare it to Horned Turtle. I think I like it just about as much.
You can't do that.
I know. I'm just trying to think of exactly. But I like the stat line on Horned Turtle more. That classic
1-4 to a 0-5.
Yeah. That's basically the only difference there.
I feel like if I'm summoning a turtle, I'm doing it expecting it to just be a big thing.
If I'm summoning a turtle, I expect it to be a roadblock that can totally eat all of your little dudes with pikes. I got all these guys who are trying to attack me, and they've got long spears, but the turtle doesn't care. Turtle's just going to bite those spears and then bite them.
Yeah.
Bam. Done.
Sure, but also there is something to be said for the turtle sense of you throw a rock at a turtle on a log and it just goes in the water and goes away.
Yeah. But that turtle's probably not going to be armored and have spikes on its shell because this thing has spikes on its shell.
I guarantee you that turtle is armored.
Well, sort of. Okay? Listen.
Go on.
Not the same way, because this one has menacing spike armor.
You don't know that. Maybe those are floppy spikes.
Coming
Can
out
we
of the shell?
Though, actually, that's such a good point, though. I like the look of Horned Turtle better than I like the look of Armored World Turtle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Armored World Turtle has those cool hair things coming out of its head. Look at it. It's got little braids.
But
what if those are parasites?
Might be. Might just be algae growing like hair.
Might just be. Yeah, or weird barnacles.
But Horned
just
Turtle's
kelp.
Like Horned Turtle's menacing tiny drakes or something.
Yeah.
No, I think those are just birds. Like, I know they're weird looking for birds, but I think those are just birds because
those are definitely drakes. Those are definitely drakes.
I mean, they could be like dinosaur birds, like early birds.
That's no, you know that's not how that works.
Why would it be menacing drakes? It can't beat up a drake.
Sure it can.
Snapping drake.
Anyway.
No, it cannot actually fight snapping.
I was gonna say, wait, isn't Snapping Drake a 3-2?
Is it?
Yes. Snapping Drake's a 3-2.
Okay. Well.
Extremely can't fight a snapping drake then.
What's the one with the high flying that I was thinking about?
Well, then how is it gonna block?
I know.
Okay,
I was gonna say it wouldn't work either way.
You're thinking of Horizon Drake or something. No, Horizon Drake's a 3-1, but it's not that one. Whatever.
Anyway.
Is it better than Horned Turtle?
No.
I think not.
All right.
Is it better
than Giant Tortoise?
Man, Giant Tortoise is gonna get that. He's gonna get it. Look at him. He's gonna get it.
I think he's not better than Giant Tortoise.
Giant Tortoise is gonna get that strawberry.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'll put it above Silberland Snapper though.
I don't know.
I definitely put it above Silberland Snapper.
But Silberland Snapper's got the neat magical thing of you cast a spell and it snaps at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it captures the feel of snapping pretty good.
I still don't like it.
Okay. I mean, you guys outrule me. That's fine.
Yeah. I think, that's
Armored
where we're at.
Pearl Turtle.
Okay. All done.
Well,
Hold
There's a
on.
crab.
we may have made a mistake. We got a little bit left.
Okay.
There's a crab.
There is the crab that we got to do for crabs. It's adorable.
It is. It's really
Yes,
adorable.
the purple crystal crab is extremely adorable. It's delicious.
Yeah, it's like a purple ghost crab. You know, it's got bigger claws than that, but it looks like it's got like the same eye setup. It's great.
It's a gem crab. That's kind of neat. You get a card out of it.
Yeah,
That's great.
you
It's pretty cool.
you fall on it and you get a card because it's delicious.
It's delicious and introspective.
Yeah, what's he looking at? What are you looking at, little guy?
His claws.
A fist coming in to smash it to death.
No!
No.
Looking at a pangolin.
Oh man, he could do that now.
It can always do that. There's always been pangolins on his world.
Oh my god. They knew.
I mean, yeah, they know. They printed the pangolin as a pangolin.
My god.
It's got like a cool spiral thing on its claws too. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
Like
it's cool.
it is cool. I like this guy a lot.
Yeah, he's
On
a
the
cool
other
looking
hand,
dude.
Crab has some very, very high competitors because the crabs on the whole are pretty good.
Yeah. Do we just want to start somewhere in the middle, kind of to feel our way around from there?
I'm willing to. I think we should directly compare it to, let's say, ancient crab.
Crab, yeah. It has to be compared to a crab and not a hominid.
Yeah. So let's
Yeah.
we'll start out with ancient crab. So
Okay.
I still really like the Oath of the Gatewatch ancient crab because it's just covered in like so much good stuff. It's got so many
Yeah.
arms. He's cool.
But the purple crystal crab is cute.
It's
You
true.
saying- You're saying that ancient crab isn't cute?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, in fact.
It's not particularly cute.
Okay. Well.
And
isn't-
I
yeah,
gotta
cool,
admit,
but-
I feel like cute crabs were kind of underrepresented.
There
on
are
this
many
list.
in Magic.
Yeah.
What about this next guy, High Tide Hermit? Very cute.
Yeah.
High Tide
It's
Hermit
true.
is extremely cute.
Yeah, he is.
You give him a little bit of energy and he comes out of his shell and he'll fight for you. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Pearl crystal crab.
Purple crystal crab,
Is-
meanwhile, is sacrificial crab.
It's true.
He's tasty.
He's very tasty. You know, being tasty is extremely a crab quality.
It is. It is absolutely.
I think purple crystal crab is better than high tide hermit.
You know, you are kind of right in the sense that that is a factor of crabs that we did not appreciate enough because it wasn't.
Oh, I appreciated it a lot.
Sure.
Let me tell you about Salvage Scuttler.
I mean the deliciousness.
No, the adorableness.
Sure, I meant more like the deliciousness. Like that's not a thing that we talked about too much. Like crabs are delicious. We didn't have a lot of opportunities to explore that concept.
We talked about it on Jwari Scuttler, I'm pretty sure.
Sure,
But that's just because Jwari Scuttler
has flavor,
it
Full of
has full of
people.
bones. Yeah.
Yeah.
which is distinctly not delicious.
Yeah.
So what about skittering crustacean? Skittering crustacean skitters so fast it becomes a hydrofoil,
Yeah. That's cool.
which is dope. It just takes
Yeah.
off. Like skittering crustacean is a cool crab. It also looks weird, which I'm into.
It's got its own kind of cuteness. Yeah.
It's a very different sort of crab. Then again, so is purple crystal crab.
Yeah, purple crystal crab is different in that it is actually just kind of a crab.
It's like a little
Yep.
stone crab.
Yeah. It's just a crab. You could probably imagine an entire, like, what do they call it? Operation of just fishing these up. They're
Yep.
just normal. People eat these.
It's a very normal crab. It's not a giant crab. It's just a delicious crab.
I mean, it does
I
have a
think
shell of purple
because-
crystal.
Sure.
Yeah. I think
Uh,
because of that, it can't possibly rank incredibly high, but it is extremely crab.
How do I feel about skittering crustacean? Wow. I think purple crystal crab is just barely better than skittering crustacean. Just barely.
I'm thinking
Okay.
something like that too.
So I don't think it's going to get past Homerid Warrior.
Yeah, Somber
Same.
Warrior's super cool. You got that tiny guy with his backpack.
It's true.
You've got the one that's wrestling that eel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, Hammered Warrior is good. Yeah, I think that's where we're basically at. Purple Crystal Crab is good, but he doesn't have the culture required to get up the list.
He almost
Sure.
got into the top 10.
Almost.
Breaking news. There's a new crab that was just announced for the Magic Arena new player experience.
This is big news.
Yeah.
Well, here's Shortcomber Crab, which looks freaking amazing in all possible regards.
Look at him. He's a cute hermit crab with a skull for his shell.
It found Amelia Earhart.
Oh.
Aw.
I mean, okay, so this is a card that only exists in the new player experience on Magic Arena. You don't get to play it. You can't add it to your collection currently. All that exists there is to teach people magic, and then also the merfolk that casts it summons it to comment on the fact that magic creatures can be charming and can beguile you with their charms, as seen here. And then the helpful magic sprite that teaches you how to play the game is distracted by how cute its hat is and then has to apologize and encourage you to continue beating up this merfolk.
Sure.
Highly respectable. It's completely right. This crab is adorable.
This crab is amazing. It's both a cute crab, it's a hermit crab, which is great. It's wearing a skull, which I'm into, and it's got a hat. Like, what's not to love?
There's a lot of things to love about this crab.
Like, let's be honest, friendship ended with Kraken Hatchling. Shorecomber Crab is my new best friend.
I would definitely give Shorecomber Crab a trusty machete, and the thing is, it would look even better with that trusty machete. Just like swinging it about. Hell yeah.
But you can't do that.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
the,
you can.
It doesn't exist.
I would love to, but I can't.
yeah, that's the fundamental problem, I think,
That's
with
the
Shorecomber
thing,
Crab.
This card doesn't exist.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to give this card, unfortunately, an honorable mention, a very honorable mention, until they actually make it a card. Until you can either get it on Magic Online or in physical paper. Actually, probably just in physical paper,
It's
really.
gotta be it's gotta be cardboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to be possibly on cardboard. Until then, it just doesn't count. I'm sorry, Showcomer Grab. You would... I'm not even going to speculate how far you'd go, but man...
It'd be up there. It'd be up there.
I know exactly where this thing would go, and it is an incredibly honorable mention. This crab is full of honor
Oh, man.
and very mentionable.
All right. Well, that's all the creature types that's been added, right?
That is all the creature types.
Oh.
And then
But-
it's the dumb horseshit that we did that's arbitrary.
It's not arbitrary at all. Listen, I know a lot about what is and is not a sword.
Sure.
I
Is
went
Vegeta's
through a
boon a
lot of
sword?
cards. What's up?
Is Vegeta's boon a sword?
I think it should be.
No, it's a boon. It's a
Listen.
thing.
All right.
It's metaphorical.
It's only as deep metaphor. It is only a metaphor if you interpret it as that. Anyway,
All right. So what about short sword? It's a short sword. It's kind of a default sort of equipment. It's just
it's
a-
just another
It's a
lean in
short
scimitar.
sword.
It is just a short sword. What?
It-
This is not interesting.
Does it matter that it is this? I think it's actually the sword that Drudge Sentinel is holding.
Maybe if it's like standard issue, then yeah. But
Okay,
I was actually thinking that
so
it would be better if Judge Sentinel had, the standard issue curved sword, a scimitar of some kind.
But
well, the
that's
Ben-
not
the
what the
Benels
Benel
don't
issue
use
is.
scimitar.
Yeah.
I'm aware. I know. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
So this is a basic ass sword, right?
It's another.
I have
lean
to
scimitar.
ask you something here. It's going to be very personal and very specific.
Mhm.
Yes.
Are short swords better than great swords?
No.
Okay then.
I agree. Short swords are too close to like being a knife for me. Like not
Short swords.
not saying that stops them being swords, but like you can't make a great sword that's so long that it's no longer a sword. You can make a sword that's so short that it ceases to be a sword.
It's true. Because if it's below 16 inches, it's not a sword.
If it's above 16 feet, it's just an impractical sword.
Unless
Yes.
you got a giant robot or something.
Yes, and then if it's after it gets even a certain size with the giant robot, it becomes like a Zankanto, and you,
Yeah, and it can cleave battleships in half. That's
Exactly.
how it works.
yep, that's exactly how it works.
I think it landed it just like in one, honestly.
I think
Not
that
as good
Sword
as
of the Ages
Greatsword.
is better. I think Sword of the Ages is better.
I
I was not against Sword of the Ages as much.
Sword of the Ages is a good card.
Sword of the Ages is dumb.
It's fine. It's fine.
You're not showing it enough respect.
It works like
Look,
crap.
back in my day, that card was good.
I say this is better than Sword of the Ages.
Disagree.
I think this is worse than Sword of the Ages.
Oh, come on. I think it's worse than Hone Kopesh.
Yeah, probably same.
Is it worse than Zelion Sword?
You know, I think so, actually.
Really?
Zelion Sword
Yeah,
looks real
Zelion Sword.
dumb.
It's
It's just
true,
the-
but
Yeah. Yeah, I get you.
It's kind of a low place to be putting a short sword, but it's just a short sword.
it's better than Insult Scimitar, though.
I can't wait for us to finally get longsword.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
All right. Next up is the Forebear's Blade, which is just kind of another permutation of that concept of, hey, it's your dad's sword.
Yep.
It's a nice looking
Looks
sword.
cool.
When the wielder dies, you give it to some other guy, and they're like, yo, thanks, Dad. I love you. I'm gonna stab this guy for you.
Vigilance and Trample, no toughness.
It's a sword.
Yeah,
It's very heavy.
it shouldn't be.
I mean, you're gonna just hit something and then it's just gonna carry you. It's a very large sword. Your dad was very big.
Man, your
Your
dad,
dad
is
was 12
extremely
feet
large.
tall.
Yeah, your dad was an absolute giant, and he could use this thing like nothing. But you're not that big.
You'll never measure up to your dad.
It's true. Your dad was far bigger, higher toughness, higher power than you. Everything about it. You're not going to reach that point, but maybe you can try to accommodate by using your dad's sword.
Frankly, you're lucky the fact that your dad was able to equip this sword. He dies and he flings it into your hands. You don't have to equip this thing. It's already equipped.
Yeah, it's true. You can barely lift it, but your dad definitely tossed it into your hands, and you're trying your best.
You better
Which are
make his
just not gonna
ghost
measure up.
proud, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Anyway,
I like the sword actually a fair bit.
Can we compare it to Heirloom Blade? Which
Yeah,
is the
that's-
same premise.
Yeah,
I'm feeling the same thing. Yeah. I like the look of this better than Heirloom Blade. It is more unique and interesting looking as a thing.
I think this is about the same when you get down to it.
It is, but of course we can't do that.
I think
I'm more willing to call this Dad Sword than Heirloom Blade, which is clearly like an older thing. I feel like that's a good quality.
Sure. No, I'm with you.
So
Any thoughts?
I like it more.
Any thoughts, Red?
I'm thinking.
I think I like this more largely because of the visual. Like, I realize with Heirloom Blade, the thing's like, it's your dad's sword. You're taking off his body. And, when he dies, he gets one of you out. But,
You do have to go dig it up
which, yeah, but
because he was buried with it.
I do also like the concept of Forebear's Blade, which they have very much captured on the art of, like, your dad died in front of you. Now you're taking up his sword to, like, stab the guy that stabbed your dad.
It's
And
more
then-
evocative. Yeah.
Like, the emotions there. The emotions of, father's blade. I shall avenge you, father.
I shall avenge you, my giant 12 feet tall father.
I shall avenge you, giant dad. Take this, my ultimate attack. Tiny boy sword. Ah! And then you also die because your opponent has out I don't know what's a big thing. He's got out a cold
Bone
water.
dragon.
He's got out a cold water snapper,
Oh,
and you
no.
just like plow into it because you're a 1/1 token, and just immediately die.
Unfortunately, you did not get the any toughness from this because it's too big. Your dad was too large.
Yep.
It's definitely above Heirloom Blade. Is it above Sword of the Animist?
Is
though?
it better than Nissa's sword?
No.
Yeah.
I think Nissa's dumb trick sword is way funnier.
It is.
I mean, to be fair, the plot we've created around Forebear's Blade is pretty funny, but that's more us than anything to do with the sword.
What about the plot we
Yeah.
made about Nissa's sword? Where somehow she just
Get a
hasn't broken her sword.
Yeah, I like Sword of the Animist better.
Also, the plot that Wizards made about her sword, where nobody realized that was a sword
Yep.
Yeah.
until like Call of Death.
So does it hurt Forebear's sword that it has absolutely does not give you either forebears or the power of forebears?
No, shut up.
All right. The last sword. No, actually, no, it's not. The next
Incorrect.
sword.
It's second
The
to
next
last.
sword. Black Blade Reforged. We finally got it.
Oh.
The Black Blade.
Black Blade is a really good sword, y'all.
The sword's got
It's-
history. It's a soul drinking sword, which is cool as shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's sharp looking.
It's a sword.
was-
One of the few swords they've actually devoted actual plot time to.
Yeah. It's also probably someone's D&D's character's sword.
Yeah, and it somehow survived
great.
across decades.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty
Oh,
rad.
man. It's pretty rad. I like the original look of the Black Blade more, if I'm being real. But
I mean, where it's kind of weird, kind of crystalline looking metal
yeah, and
with just stuff sticking out of it.
it kind of just had it also was actually more straightforward at the same time. It
Yeah.
had that good balance between interesting and looks like a sword than
Yeah.
what this looks like, which it looks like a sword, but it also looks a lot like a certain sword from Blizzard Entertainment.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know where you're going with this.
Like, I legit don't know what sword you're talking
Don't worry
I'm
about
talking
it.
about Frostmourne, but don't worry about it.
I don't that means nothing to me.
Mhm. Right.
It's a certain other soul drinking sword.
Yeah. It looks pretty good though.
I like it a lot. And also it's Black Blade. It is literally Black Blade.
Yes.
Yep.
It's real good.
That means a lot to me.
Which other
there-
dragon did you kill?
There is something to the fact that this is, I think, the sword that has the most history on this entire list.
Yeah, probably. Like, out of all of the swords on the entire list, it is the one that has actually mattered. Like, at all, I want to say.
Yeah.
Like, people were
Yeah.
defined by their ownership of this blade.
Yeah.
That's a powerful blade.
That's a powerful blade.
Which Elder Dragon is it talking about, Red?
It's Chromium's wife.
Ah,
My wife.
okay.
Piru, I think is the name. Yeah.
Did she
But
have
yeah,
it coming?
that happened back in the Acclaim comic books.
Did she have it coming?
No, she was summoned to fight things.
Let's see.
Look, a lot of the things that happen to the Elder Dragons are really kind of dumb.
Sure.
I think Arcady Sabath gets killed off screen.
That makes
Like,
sense.
Like, he just gets killed off screen, and Kirby's like, yeah, my brother got killed at some point. And then Christina the Woods is like, oh, I did that. I'm sorry. Leshrac summoned him against me. It's like, I'm sorry. And it's like, that's just all right.
That's how it goes.
Just happened
So we're
off
gonna-
screen.
Summoning
We're
works
gonna-
weird.
Where can we start with Black Blade Reforged?
Well-
because I'm actually having trouble finding a place for it.
Well, I've got an idea. So let's compare it to the highest ranked legendary sword.
So that'd be
Tatsumasa, the Dragon Fang.
Tatsumasa, the Dragon Fang.
Yeah.
Better
so-
than Tatsumasa the Dragon Fang.
It is.
Probably,
Tatsumasa
yeah.
turns into a dragon, but man, Black Blade has an actual plot.
Black Blade drank the soul of an elder dragon.
What about
Guess
the
what?
wall?
Also has a dragon spirit inside of it.
Yeah, that's true. What about Wall of Swords?
It's better than Wall of Swords.
Yeah, you're probably right. I like Wall
yeah.
of Swords a lot, but yes. What about the Edge of Divinity?
Better
It's
than the Edge
comparing
of
it-
Divinity.
It's comparing it to a yet another black sword right
Yep.
there.
What about Sword of Fire and Ice? It's a fiery and icy sword. It's a pretty good
Now
magical
we're comparing
sword.
it
Now it's
directly
getting
to
hard.
the
it's a-
swords of X and Y. I'm willing to put it above Sword of Fire and Ice.
I
It's
think
better
so
than
too.
Sword of Fire and Ice.
Yeah, Sword of Fire
Yeah,
and Ice
but
has
at
got
this
neat with
point-
it's neat with its duality, but on the other hand, Black Blade. And its
Yeah,
ability is
at
Black
this-
Blade.
Yeah, because it has the same effect on it as Dak and Blackblade does. Yeah, that's what it does. It absorbs the power from all of the land about you to empower you, kind of thing.
Yep.
Well, the mana
drink-
around you.
It drinks the
not
mana of the
specifically.
land.
Yeah.
Also souls.
Also souls.
Ghost Fire Blade is an invisible ghost fire blade, which is cool as shit.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Black Blade?
I think this is where me liking the idea of Ghostfire Blade and even picturing what Ghostfire Blade looks like makes me like it a little bit more, actually.
I don't know. Like, Black Blade has got
Mm.
history. Like, that is a good concept for swords, is to have...
Ghostfire Blade actually has a little bit of history to it, too.
Sure. I mean, it
Yeah.
is...
In-
Yes, you're not wrong. We do have the
it
Elfin Guard.
is made of Ghostfire, which is important. It's...
Yep. Ugin's Flame.
Also,
Yeah.
if you're following the storyline right now,
Yep.
there's implications.
There's
I
many
think I
implications.
think I like Ghost Fire Blade more than Black Blade.
I think so, too.
Okay, that's fine.
Not a lot, but it's.
I would probably have put this below, but that's fine. And last, we have the final sword.
The sigilled sword of Valoran.
Veilron. Hey guys,
Yeah.
it's me, Veilron. My face is on the sword.
That's not no.
Yes,
That's definitely Valoran over there.
so this is an Alarin blade.
Valveron's one of the nations of Bont.
Yeah, you can tell because it's got a bunch of like little rings and coins on it everywhere, just like everything in Bont.
The
A
sigils.
jingle, jangle, jingle.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a sword that if you hold it, you're a knight, and if you attack,
Yay.
other knights come to your banner to help fight for you.
Yeah. It
It's pretty
is got a cool identity as knight sword that makes knights and wants knights and likes knights. It is
I wanna
for knights,
stick-
by knights, of knights.
I want
Yep.
to stick that on an Exalted dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then if you do that, your dude just sit around and just watch him do the stab. Like, man, that guy's good at stabbing.
That's how Bont works, my dude.
Yeah,
It's all ritual
all-
combat.
All champions, all the time.
true.
I don't need to armor my back. We would never need to. Who
Oh,
stabbed me in the
man.
back?
Yeah, exactly. That's what gets +2/+0.
Wizard.
How do you feel about this Beardo hilt?
I
That-
love this Beardo
It's
hilt,
Bont, that's what-
actually.
yeah, that checks out.
It rules. If you want to make a dumbass fantasy looking sword, that's a really good way of doing it. Give it like a big old face and beard on the bottom. I like that, actually.
Sport dark,
I
but-
actually quite like Sigiled Sword of Valoran.
Yeah, I
I'm
can
into
see-
it.
Yeah, I think it's neat.
Yeah.
Where does it
I
go?
would probably put it above the Stoneforged blade and Blade of Selves.
Actually, that's a pretty good. I was actually thinking of that myself. It's like, I don't probably like it more than Trusty Machete. I know that for a fact. Trusty Machete is great.
I think I have to compare it and like wonder how it is compared to Steel of the Godhead personally, because I like Steel of the Godhead a lot.
I think it's
Hmm.
better than Trusty Machete, so that's where I'm
Really?
at with this.
Explain.
Yeah, make a case.
It's-
I think I could be convinced.
It's look at it. Look at the grip on that sword. Look at the hilt and everything. It makes you a knight. It's rad.
That is pretty
Trust
cool.
Machete-
It's a
however-
sword that is also so inspiring, and the sigils you have invoke these contracts where they have to come and help you.
If you give this to an Allosaurus, it becomes a dinosaur knight.
Yeah, it does.
On the other hand,
Dino Riders.
It becomes a dinosaur knight that other knights owe favors to.
Oh my
On the
God! I
other
love
hand-
you, Sir Rex.
If you give a trusty machete to a kraken hatchling,
Sure. But that's just as
you have
grabbing
a
it.
kraken hatchling with a machete.
Sure.
But
like,
if
what-
you give a sigiled sword of Valoron to a baby kraken,
Oh my god, I love you, Sir Kraken.
Kraken Knight is pretty good. You got me. Yeah, you're right.
Also, think about it. You give this thing to a frog, and you can reenact all your favorite Chrono Trigger scenes.
yeah,
True. It's pretty Masamune over there. Pretty Grand Leon, or whatever you want to call it.
Is it
So-
better than Pirate's Cutlass?
I think it is. If it's above Trust Machete, I think it is better.
Yeah,
than
I
Pirate's
think you're
Cutlass
right.
as well.
Pirate's Cutlass doesn't make you into a pirate. It just affinity for pirates. So
And then we get to a sort of War and Peace. How do you feel about it compared to that?
I think Sword of War and Peace is cooler.
yeah, it's a
It's
magical
not getting
sword.
above Sword of War and Peace for me.
It's really hard to get above the swords of X and Y. They are quite hard.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Okay,
All right. And
That's-
that's errata.
that's it.
Yo, Wizards, we're a new Manticore though.
Yeah, or Chimera.
I'm more into the Manticore, interested in the Manticore on that front, but yeah.
I mean, yeah. There were Prince of Gargoyle Sentinel. You got to give it that.
Yeah.
Where's the new trolls?
Oh, they're just figuring out skeletons. Let them get through that.
Yeah, it's
They're
they
working
got to
through
figure
it.
out skeletons first.
So anyway, we'll probably do all of these update things on the core set.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
if we also
Maybe twice a year. We don't know. We don't know.
yeah
We don't
depends if there's also like a new swath where we're kind of like we gotta do this.
Like
Yeah.
if they decide that they make a new plane that one of our iconic creature types in this one is
Manticores.
that we're gonna have to do once on I think.
You know what the worst nightmare scenario is?
What's that?
They make a race that's a Manticore crab.
Oh goodness.
Oh no,
Oh,
that's
no.
just that throws all of our science apart.
That means that we'd have to come
No, you just rate
Wow.
it separately.
yeah,
You have to rate them as a Manticore and you have to rate them as a crab.
Yeah,
that's true.
Weird, huh?
That's weird.
Okay. Science
Okay.
is done. Get out of here.